Welcome. My name is Roy Childs and I'm here to help you to complete the NEO questionnaire in a way that gives you the most useful picture of yourself. If you have completed personality questionnaires before, you will probably have been encouraged to respond quickly, to give the first answer that comes to you, and at the same time to reflect what is typical of you. This time we're encouraging you to pause, to give yourself more time to reflect more deeply. So let me explain a bit more to help you with this reflection. How we behave obviously depends on where we are. We can think of life as a kind of tug of war between our inner nature and the environment. The result, represented here in between, is our behaviour or our role. When completing the NEO, we encourage you to focus on the inner you, the personality that would emerge if the environment did not make counter demands on you. In other words, we're asking you to separate what you do from who you are. And since this is not always easy, let me suggest another way to help you think about completing the NEO using what I call the Four Selves model. Imagine this is you with an outer self. This is the person you show or project to the outer world, but inside there's always a part that is more private. Imagine the head of the mafia walks in. What would you do? Or perhaps a different personality walks in. Or perhaps this little girl bursts in. Each one of these is likely to elicit a different response. And this is what I call the contextual self, which recognises that you are adaptable. And clearly we all play several roles. There can in fact be many contextual selves. However, the NEO wants to explore the person behind the role, the person you really are. Remember that we are all actors to some degree, and I'm sure that Sean Connery or Daniel Craig never really believed that they were James Bond. The same goes for each one of us. Behind every role we play, there is always a sense of who I really am, which I call the identity self. And this is what you're seeking to capture, to crystallise when you complete the NEO. This can require deeper reflection because there is another part of us behind the identity self called the ideal self. Everybody, no matter how comfortable we are, has a little voice inside which says, but I wish I were a little more X or Y, or less X or Y. Few people quite live up to the ideal image that they have. So the challenge here is to separate the identity from the ideal, and that is not straightforward. So give yourself time for reflection. And to conclude the Four Selves model, age can make us wiser. This is because the self-awareness process is never finished. We all have hidden depths. We could still surprise ourselves. I mean, imagine suddenly being in a war zone or a refugee camp. How would you react? What new things would you discover about your resilience, your bravery? And I call this the undiscovered self. Completing the NEO now is an opportunity to explore who you think you are at this point in your self-awareness journey. Your administrator or coach will have explained why you've been asked to complete the NEO and how you will receive the feedback, either as a report or as a coaching session or both. So I hope this has helped you to understand more about what and why, and that you can complete it in a spirit of exploration, exploring your sense of your identity. And I hope you'll find the whole process and the feedback useful. Thank you for listening.